Welcome back, and if you're new here, I'm William Stern, and on this channel we talk about what it really takes to scale, lead, and win in business. Now, before we get into today's topic, let me ask you something. How many people do you know who've started a business but never really became a leader? They hired employees, they built a team, but deep down, they're still just an operator, not a true CEO. Maybe this is you. You're working harder than ever, but your business isn't growing the way you expected. Employees don't take ownership, for example. You're constantly putting out fires. The vision's there, but the execution, it's slow, it's frustrating, it's inconsistent, and you don't understand why. This is one of the most destructive traps in business, weak leadership. And today, I want to break down for you the hidden costs of weak leadership, how it silently kills companies, and how to make sure that you're never the reason your business fails. But before we dive in, let me remind you why I do this. See, I make content for free. I don't run ads on videos. I don't hold anything back. All I ask in return is just let me know if this content's helping you. You see, making content's a lot like running a business. It's lonely. So I don't know if this content resonates with you unless you tell me. So if this video brings you value, consider liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. And if it doesn't, I want you to tell me that too. Whether you agree or disagree, or you have another perspective, I want to hear it. And if you haven't already, go watch episode 2, the #1 reason why businesses fail. The link's right up there. Watch that first, because today's episode builds directly on top of that. Now, let's talk about the hidden cost of weak leadership. Now, here's a truth that most people ignore. Your business is never stronger than its leader. Now, you can have the best strategy. Hell, you can have the best product, the best team, but if your leadership is weak, it'll all collapse on top of itself. And weak leadership doesn't always look like failure. Sometimes it looks like stagnation. You see companies that have been successful for years, but they never actually grow. That's a leadership issue, because when leadership is weak, here's exactly what happens. Your best people leave. High performers don't work for weak leaders. If your culture is full of complacency and mediocrity or lack of accountability, A players will scoot. They don't tolerate environments where things move too slowly, where leadership's unclear, or where the vision keeps changing. Your business becomes reactive, not proactive. Instead of leading the market, you're always playing defense, always behind, always scrambling to keep up with trends instead of setting them. You create a culture of fear instead of ownership. Weak leaders micromanage. They suffocate innovation. They kill momentum because they don't trust their team to execute. And when employees are afraid to make decisions, everything slows down. And here's the scary part. You don't see those things happening until it's too late. Because leadership problems, they don't always explode overnight. They erode slowly and silently until one day you wake up and you realize your business is crumbling. I've seen companies go from thriving to desperate in a few months. And it's not because of the market, it's not because of competition. It's because leadership lost control of the culture. They stopped making tough decisions. They let underperformers stay too long. They avoided confrontation. And in the end, it cost them everything. So the real question is, how do you make sure this never happens to you? If weak leadership destroys companies, what does strong leadership look like? It's not about being aggressive or dominant. It's not about barking orders or forcing compliance. It's about setting the standard, making bold decisions, creating a culture where everyone around you levels up. A strong leader does 3 things and they do it well. They take extreme ownership, no blame, no excuses. Everything that happens in the business is on them. When something goes wrong, they don't finger point, they fix it, they learn from it, and they make sure it never happens again. 2, they develop leaders, not followers. They don't micromanage, look over people's shoulders. They empower. They make sure the business can function at full capacity without them. If your company can't run without you, you don't own a business. You own a job. And 3rd is they move fast. They make decisions quickly, adjust as they go on the fly, and they never let hesitation kill momentum. Perfectionism is the enemy of execution. Now, let me ask you something. Are you building a team of leaders? You're just hiring people to take orders? Because the businesses that scale, the ones that truly dominate, It's built on leadership at every level, not just at the top. Now, here's where most entrepreneurs get stuck. Now, they know that they need to level up and they want to grow, but they're surrounded by people who just don't challenge them, people who don't push them forward. Now, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. That's why we built the fraternity, because being a great leader isn't about learning tactics and strategies. It's about being in the right rooms, around the right people, with the right mindset. Now, inside the fraternity, you're not just getting information. You're stepping into a community of entrepreneurs who are actively scaling and executing and holding each other accountable. We do live coaching calls twice a week. It's 2 to 3 hours of strategy and execution and Q&A. We host live events and masterminds and in-person experiences that connect high-level players. And we put you in the room with leaders who force you to level up. Let me ask you, who's pushing you? Who's challenging your thinking? Who's holding you accountable? Now, if you can't answer that, I would argue you're not in the right room. And that's why you need to be inside the fraternity. In the next episode, we're going to take this one step further. Because if weak leadership kills companies, guess what? Weak hires kill them even faster. So in episode 4 of The Power to Lead, we're breaking down the hard truth about hiring. I want to teach you guys how to attract and retain A players, how to know when someone isn't the right fit, and how to stop wasting time on the people that'll never execute at a high level. Now, if you're struggling with hiring, if you feel like you're constantly dealing with lazy, entitled, unreliable employees, if you want to know how to build a team of killers who actually move the business forward, then don't miss out at the next episode. Hit subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in episode 4. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Your goals might feel out of reach right now, but they don't have to be. That's why Brad and I built the fraternity. It's a private community of entrepreneurs who are working together to achieve more. We want to push harder and get results faster. You're not meant to do this alone. Click the link in the description. Let's reach those goals together. See you on the inside.